Hey there, Wendy here with Jazzydoodledesigns, and thank you for joining me today. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I always enjoy seeing you all. We're going to be working on the Jazzydoodledesigns Advent Calendar 2025. Now, I am going to put this intro at the beginning of every single video. So if this is day 9, skip ahead if you wish, because I'm going to go over where to find the sheet and the colors and all of that. Okay, first off, where to find this sheet. I put together this PDF and you can find it on my Ko-fi shop, which will be linked in the description box below. Everything on there is, with the exception of one thing, is enabled free, pay what you want. This just means that if you want to donate to the channel, you can, but you're also welcome to pick this up at no cost to you. I want everyone to be able to play along. I am going to be using Chromaflow Colored pencils. Now, I have chosen a little bit of an unusual color palette for this. By unusual, I mean a little more muted and pastel. I thought it would be fun since last year I went with a very traditional color palette and I used Prismacolors. So I'm going to be using Chromaflow Colored pencils, and these are the colors that I chose. Now, in the event that you don't have Chromaflow, or maybe you don't have all of these, feel free to use whatever colored pencils that you want. I've put a little swatch next to them so that you can get an idea of what pencils might work for this, right? But anyway, I'm not, if I deviate, if I feel like I need another color that isn't listed here, I will flash it up on the screen. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to figure out light, medium, and dark, right? And I will try and mention that. I'll say, pick up your lightest red tone, pick up your lightest blue tone, or whatnot, to try and help you out. Generally speaking, when I do pages like this that have a lot of little images for myself, I generally color all the images and then add in the little pops of white. But for the sake of this type of video, I'm going to go ahead and add in the obvious ones to me. I may go back at the end and add some acrylic marker to really bring out these little ornaments, just because when you color those with colored pencil, it has a tendency to get a little lost. And so I may do that. I may add extra white at the end, or maybe pops of gold or something like that. I just want to let you know that going forward. But I will try and completely finish the image in each video. That way, if you only care about one, it's done. Okay? And because this is a PDF, I will most likely be adding some form of glitter to this in the form of Wink of Stella and or stickles. Like, I like to put them on fluffy things like the fur of the hats and the little stocking, and you know, who knows, I might add a little dots of gold or something like that. Okay? So use what you have and make it your own. So let's go. Welcome back to day 4. So today we're going to be coloring this cute little mouse. And one of the things that I think people struggle with a lot is feeling like they have to color fur. Now, to me, a small whimsical little image like this doesn't require coloring fur. You can, and I'm certainly not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying you don't have to. So let's kind of dive into this image. So I'm going to start with the mouse, and really the only colored pencils you're going to need are the 2 grays, Moon Rock and Fell Mist, And then our reds, the redwood, ashwood, Turkish delight, and a blush pink. Okay, so starting with our darker gray, I am going to color this outside part of him, right? Not all the way to the line. I'm going to color under his arm here, and the outside here. Nice medium light pressure, right? And then I'm going to color right in here where his ears dip in and come up a little, maybe a little here and a little there, right? Because he has kind of rectangular, or not rectangular, you know, unusually shaped ears. All right, and then in his face, I thought it would be cute to simply give him kind of a, so let's say like this. Right? Leaving this lighter. So going in with our darker gray here on the outside. I am leaving a little patch around his eye. I haven't decided if we'll color those. Okay, so now we have our darker. Now let's go in with our lighter gray, the Feld gray, and we're going to go ahead and fill this in. We can always use our white to help us out. Okay. Kind of blending all that out. And I'm going to go the lighter gray all the way to the belly. Okay, so you got to kind of imagine a line on this side. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and do our ears. Now, I like the idea of, we're going to go in with our blush pink like this, right? We're going to leave a big highlight area. I think it's cute when you have cute images like this to have a big highlight if their ears are really big. Then we'll do his little feet. Now, not all the way to the tip. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to go in with salmon, which I didn't pull. So let me grab it. There it is. Okay. And then I'm just going to smooth out that blend a little bit. Kind of blend in that color. This is almost like a burnishing. Now we can always go back over all these images with like a blending pencil or something, but I doubt if I will. Now I'm going to do his little tail in this lighter pink color. And then maybe just right here where it meets, do just a slighter pink, right? Okay, and then let's start with this hat. We're going to go in with our darkest, which is the redwood. And remember what I said about, here's a point, right? So we're going to put a little darkness there. There's a point here, a little darkness there. point here, darkness there. There's a point up there. Okay. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to do my candy cane. So now with this one, the image is too small to try and keep the light. So we'll have to add that with our pen. Okay. So just going in with our darkest there. Next step is the Turkish Delight. So this right here I think is going to be where my highlight is. So I don't want to go up too high there. Okay. Blend all this out. Blend out any of your red down here. Maybe add just a little touch where the ears meet down here. Okay. And then we're going to go in with our Ash Rose. This is our lightest red. So blending that all out, leaving that little highlight area. Saw a little place that just needed a little blending. I don't think I need anything more there. Now, if you want this to be a little brighter, you can go in with that blush. And it just makes it a little redder, right? Choice is yours. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to go in with that redwood and just ever so lightly, right here at the base of the ear. Okay. Now see, I got that little dot right there. Just lighten it up with your eraser a little bit, right? Just a touch. Okay. Once again, just right here at the base, nice and light. It's a pretty dark color. We just want to add a hint of darkness there. Okay. All right. I am going to adjust my... Now, I'm going in right here where there's white. Do you see how I have stuff on my eraser? I just erase it on my pants. I find that that works the best. But you can erase it on a piece of pencil paper too. But just if you went out of the lines anywhere, these are small images. Okay, so now what are we going to do with his belly? I am going to take, I think, a little bit of that willow. Can I find it? No, of course not. Where is it? Oh, it's right next to me. No, that's redwood. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to take just a touch of that. Ever so lightly along the edge here of his little belly. Under his neck a little. I want to bring it out just a touch, okay? Along this little line. And then I'm going to bring it a little bit into this gray. Okay, and then I'm going to take my white Prisma Am I missing everything? Yes. Everything's hidden. Everything's hidden. Okay, and then all that looking, and then I'm going to start with the lightest gray. Kind of blend this out a little. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my white. I am pushing pretty hard. Now here's the deal. If you don't like this step, don't do it. Just leave it gray. Okay? And then just adjust as you feel needed. Like, I feel like because I added that, I need to add a little to his ears. And a little to the outside of his face. I guess I'm creating like my own French gray. I don't know. I feel like these images are pretty simple. And I feel compelled to do more, right? And to do more for you guys. Like, because you could probably slap some gray on that yourself, huh? Okay, next up I'm going to take my white. And I am going to go all around the edges there. And I kind of do like a little dotting around the edge here to make it feel a little fluffier. Right? I just like the look of that, like the random dot, kinda. And I'm going to color my candy cane. I'm going to color the white, making sure not to cover the lines. And then I'm going to put with one that has a pointier tip. This is the Art and Fly, or Fly Sea. Okay. If you don't like that, which I don't, I'm going to try and wipe off as much as I can. Probably should have been patient and just go back in with your red. I just didn't like the highlights. Felt like it distracted from the candy cane. Probably because it's so small. Okay. Darken this up just a little while I'm at it. Okay. I like that. Okay, he's looking cute. I am going to get a black. This is the same marker that I had for the white, only in black. Now the choice is yours to do the whiskers. I hardly ever do because whenever I do it, they look horrendous. And then I'm going to put some stickles on his little white hat. Put as many as you want. I like thinner layers of it. And there he is. I think he looks pretty cute. What do you think? I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching another video from Jazzydoodledesigns. If you'd like even more Jazzydoodle and a little more snark, please check out the membership below. If you're looking for a community where you can share your work and chat with other fellow colorists in a safe and welcoming environment, hit the subscribe button to Jazzydoodledesigns and then look for Jazzydoodledesigns Coloring Community on Facebook. And there you can join a group of fellow colorists to talk all things coloring and share cute pet pictures. I hope to see you there, and until next time, happy coloring.